you doing?
We just finished at dinner, so I'm just outside.
Okay, I think everybody is on. Okay, Courtney, we'll go ahead and get started if you want to start recording. Okay. Okay, everybody, we have Jocelyn Yates with us tonight. She's an Ambassador Diamond. If you want to go ahead and just start with your story and kind of just tell us your story and how you got started and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, so I actually almost 5 years ago today found the business. I was at a bridal expo. Sorry, there's a car driving by. It's kind of noisy. But I was at a bridal expo modeling wedding dresses, and I never really, I wasn't engaged or anything, but I was at this expo and entered all the free drawings because I had time to kill. And so I remember specifically entering the free wrap drawing twice and didn't have a clue what it was. They kind of just told me time stones and firms, whatever. And probably 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from a lady named Andrea, and she's like, okay, so you didn't win our free wrap, but you can still try one for $5 off. So I ended up setting up an appointment with her and purchasing my first wrap. And I love sharing this part of my story because, once again, I was 19 and I was self-conscious. I was already a size 4 and I felt like I needed something else to look even better. And so I ended up trying my first wrap and having really, really, really good results. Not after 45 minutes, it took the full 72 hours, but I was blown away and immediately started referring people. I was like, Andrea, my mom needs this. My sisters need this. I have some friends that need this. And so she invited me to her next wrap party a few weeks later. And she's, at this wrap party, she told me that if I brought 4 people with me, that I could have a wrap for free. And so I was obsessed with the wraps and I was like, okay, done. Like, I'm doing it. So I brought 4 people with me. I got my free wrap. I bought 2 more wraps from her. And then everybody that I brought with me bought 1 to 2 wraps each. And so probably just in this one night, in this 1 hour, I made her like $200 or $300. And I finally was like, I still just wanted more wraps. And she just said one day, Jocelyn, why don't you just sign up to sell this and make money off of your family and friends instead of making me all this money? And I just said in my head, okay, sure, why not? And so I saved up for a few weeks and ended up joining and getting one of the mini booster kits, and pretty much was just so excited about the wraps that I joined in the middle of March, and just in my first 16 days in the business, by the end of the month, I had over $400 in sales just from customers wanting wraps. And that next month, between wrap cash, retail customers, and loyal customers, I made about $800. And so I was like, cool, I'm a baller, I'm making all this money. And I quit working my business because they kept saying, oh, it's residual, you don't have to do anything once it starts going because they pay you month after month, right? And that didn't happen. I failed to realize, retail customers and wrap cash customers order one time unless I follow up with them. And so gradually that $500 commission check plus the $300 wrap cash that I made over the summer decreased to $50. And I just remember, my parents were both so skeptical when I joined, and I wanted to prove them wrong so bad. And my mom one day just looks over at me and she's like, Jocelyn, why are you still doing that? You're not making any money. And I wanted to prove her wrong, not right. And so I decided from then on that I was going to show up to go up. And I started showing up to any trainings that I could get my hand on. I started showing up. I would drive 2.5 hours one way to get to a 1-2-1 mission. Another 2.5 hour one-way drive to a team training. And eventually I was able, from doing that, I had a few aha moments. And one of the biggest ones that I had was just the simple fact that I never was good at signing distributors. Can you believe that? I was bad at distributors. I was terrible. And I just remember everybody's goal was always, I want to do the steps to success and make $500 a month. But I knew in the back of my head, as this 19-year-old, that I couldn't do the steps. I was like, I cannot sign distributors, so there's no way I can do that. And I remember at this training, Stephanie Dunn was there. And I just remember her saying, Jocelyn, why don't you just shoot for it and see what happens? And so I was kind of doubtful, but I saw the belief that she had in me that I could do it. And so I worked at it. And I came into this business, from an expo, and my upline did parties and expos. And so back then, 2013, nobody worked on social media. Like, it was unheard of. And so I specifically remember getting all of my customers and 2 of my distributors from an expo, from following up with those people. And then from there, my 3rd distributor, I signed up my boyfriend at the time, who thankfully turned into my husband. But it's just crazy because I never thought that I could actually do the steps to success. And then once I did them for the first time myself, I had this aha moment, because if you don't know this is why we preach the steps to success. So pretty much once you sign up your 4 customers and then those 3 distributors and you get them fast start qualified, you're guaranteed to make $500. So with those fast start bonuses, there's $300 right there. Plus with the commissions from your 4 customers, plus your distributors' 4 customers, you end up making about $200 in commissions. And so, I made that first $500 from doing the steps to success one time. And I had this aha moment, like, what if I just did the steps to success again? What would happen? And so that next month I did it again. And I went executive, took me 9 months. And I just kept going. I kept doing the steps to success again and again. 11 months in, I went Ruby. And then the next month after that, I went Diamond. And then from there, I went from Diamond to Presidential in a year, and then Presidential to Ambassador the year after that.
I love your story. Like she said, it took her 9 months to go executive. But I love how consistent you were. It took you a little while to figure out what was going to work for you and the steps to success, figure it all out. But I love that you stuck with it. And then once you had your aha moment, then you just took off with it. And then you consistently built your business. I just love how different everybody's stories are. You don't have to be super fast. You don't have, everything is in your own time. And I love that. And since you were not very good at signing distributors, now you're a rock star at signing distributors. You mass enroll distributors. You grow your team really quickly. So one of the questions our team had was, what was one of the best tips you had for signing distributors?
So honestly, for me, especially in the beginning, I had no clue what I was doing. So it was a lot of ignorance on fire. And I really learned early on that the simpler you can keep it, the better. And so, and I can share with you kind of the script that I've been using recently. It's super simple, but I literally just start talking about how I'm so excited to help them make money and walk them through it just a little bit at a time. And so I think simplicity is key, but then also realizing you never know who is going to be interested. So a statistic that I love sharing is the fact that 76% of America is only one paycheck away from becoming bankrupt. And, putting that in perspective, 76% of America, how much is that actually? It's a lot. So think about neighbors. There's you have your across the street neighbors, and then you have the next door neighbors on your left and the next door neighbors on your right. Out of those 4 people, 3 of them are struggling to pay their bills. And so, when I realized that, I realized just how amazing of an opportunity we have to help people with the business. And so I think that's probably the first battle, is you've got to realize how many people you can help, but you've got to be willing to just reach out to them, because if you never reach out, they'll never know.
Do you mainly message for distributors, or do you have more people coming to you based off your posts and stuff?
So for me, it's 50-50, honestly. we teach you guys, well, I'm sure you do, but I teach 4 things for social media if you want to be successful: posting, adding, messaging, and following up. If you're not doing those 4 things, you're not going to be successful on social media. And so for me, like, I know if I'm adding people and posting consistently, then I'll maybe get a few people a month that'll reach out to me and sign up. Maybe. But you also don't want to rely on people that you don't know if they're actually going to reach out to you ever for your promotions. And so that's where you want to make sure that you are messaging. So my personal goal is to make sure that I'm messaging at least 50 new people a day about the business, so that I can make sure that I'm just giving them the option. You never know if somebody is interested or looking for a way to make extra money. Literally like 5 minutes before this started, I was signing up a distributor from a girl in California that I've never met from social media. And so you just never know who those people are going to be unless you reach out first.
Gotcha. I love it. So whenever you're messaging that many people, you have a lot of potentials coming in. You're talking to a lot of people. So how do you, what system do you use to organize your potentials?
So I am so old school, pen and paper. Excuse me. Sorry. This pregnancy thing is like.
Have you found out what you're having yet?
Yep, but it's a secret so far.
Oh, okay. You haven't announced it. I was like, I don't know if I missed it or.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny because I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, now everybody's watching my page trying to see if I'm having a boy or a girl, but now I have all these stalkers that are watching all I post, so maybe I'll just wait a day or two. So
good.
I haven't figured out how to post it yet, but I will.
It's so exciting. I bet you're having a girl.
Maybe, maybe not.
I don't know. I guess. I can see like a little miniature you running around.
Well, yeah, or Taylor. Taylor was a really bad kid, so let's hope that our kid's not as bad as Taylor.
Okay, so I had someone say, what makes people want to join your team? Like, if you've been in the business for a while but haven't gotten as far as you want or made as much money as you want, what are some things that, how would you do live posts and stuff if It Works hasn't really paid for a lot of your stuff?
I love this question. So I'm going to answer it in 2 ways. The first way is I'm going to tell you to go watch a video that Jade Hooper has. Just search Jade Hooper and Donna on YouTube. It's probably my favorite video that she's ever done. But honestly, when it comes to signing up distributors, when you feel like you don't have a store yet, or It Works hasn't bought a car or whatever, it comes down to the excitement and what you're bringing to the table for your potentials. And so just like how the scriptures talk about that light cleaveth unto light, virtue cleaveth unto virtue, it's the same thing with the business and with your potentials. Who you are is who you're going to attract. So if you can show people that you're excited and that you're passionate about what you're doing, then those excited, passionate people are going to want to join you. And so more specifically with that, I love telling people goals. And I think this is something that's so huge, is that people want to join other people that know where they're going. So if you can portray and show people that you know what you want and that you know where you're going, they're going to want to join you on that adventure. And so even if you're just brand new, talk about that you're going executive, or that you're going Ruby, that you're going to be making an extra $500 a month, but you want to know who wants to take that $200 spot on your team. And that's going to be how you're going to attract those people, talking about your goals and where you're going and what your vision is for the future. And those people that are ambitious and that are ready to work with you, they're going to want to reach out to you.
I love that, because that's kind of like what I did whenever I first started. I was just so excited. I had no idea who anybody was, but I knew back then the Ruby bonus was $1,000, and I kept posting. I'm going to go Ruby this month, and they're going to give me $1,000. I just kept posting about my goals and what It Works was going to do for me. And Kristen was one of my first distributors, and she thought I already went Ruby because I was talking about going Ruby and getting $1,000 and all this stuff. And she was like, "What do I need to do? I want that extra $500 a month. I want that bonus." So it just caught her attention, because at the time she was wanting to stay home with Ella, and she was like, "I could use an extra $500, or I could use that $1,000 bonus." And I hadn't earned it yet, but I was thinking it into existence. So they're like, "Well, if she can earn it, I can earn it." So it caught their attention because it was something that they wanted to do too.
Yep, exactly.
When it comes to keeping track of your loyal customers, what are some tips you have on retention and keeping them ordering for 3 months or past?
All right. So this is just me, but I would rather have somebody that has been a loyal customer that loves their results instead of them keeping ordering. I would rather have them sign up as a distributor so that when they're excited and they refer people, they get paid for it. And so, and I can send this to you after also, but once my loyal customers have ordered for at least 3 months, I always message them and ask them, like I thank them first. I thank them for ordering the products for the past few months. And then I ask them, would you be open to learning more about how this business works? I'd love to help you make some extra money if you're interested. And I have, like, this is something that I've started doing a lot more recently. And so just as an example, yesterday I messaged like 100 old loyal customers from like 2015. So they haven't ordered for 3 years. And just reaching out to these loyal customers, I got another one that wants to order again. And I have 2 more girls that want to sign up as distributors. So, I mean, there's just people that fall through the cracks. And, you know, if you follow some of the high enrollers right now, like Emily Wurzing, she's a presidential, but right now she gets a lot of her distributors from her loyal customers. And so it's honestly just making the ask and saying, hey, I know you've been loving the product. I know you've had awesome results. Whatever product is, you can kind of talk to them about it. You can ask them, would you be interested in making some extra money while still using this product? Or another really good tip that I love using if they're not interested is saying, okay, so you've already ordered for 3 months. Would you be willing to order for 3 more months? And if you do, I'll throw in a $50 shopping spree at the end for free product.
I love that. It's all about wording. I love that. And I love that, like, with the first time you said, like, when you were explaining it, you said, are you open to hearing about it? Because Aspen had brought this to our attention one day. She was saying, instead of asking someone if they're interested, ask them if they're open to hearing about it. Because that way they may not know if they're interested yet. And so asking the question, and I've been doing that a lot lately, and I've been getting a lot more responses because I've been saying, are you open to hearing about it? And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, can you tell me about the products? Or, oh, yeah, you can tell me more about what you do, or I'd be open to it. But instead of saying, are you interested, they don't know if they're interested yet because they may not know what it is you do. And so that's something I've been doing too that Aspen had mentioned. And it does work because they are open to it, but they don't know if they're interested. So when you ask that question, it kind of like changes the momentum of the conversation.
Yep. Or even just another really good tip too, when you're posting or when you're talking to people, is saying, you know, I'd love to give you more information so that we can see if this would be a good fit for you. So, you know, it's letting them know, like, you can get information, but if it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. But then you know that there's going to be those people that once they hear, they're like, okay, let's do this.
Yes, I love that. How do you get your new distributors started once you sign them? And this probably is like really important too for people that sign a lot of distributors. You know, like, do you have a system that you do with every person you sign up, or how do you get them all like started strong?
Yeah, so honestly, for me, I love keeping it so simple. So literally their first day, like this girl that I just signed up, pretty much what I'm having her do right now is log into her eSuite, start the training videos, add me on Facebook so I can get her on our team page. And then I'm telling her, okay, let's get your first 4 customers. That's what we're focusing on. And so I personally challenge my distributors to get their first 4 customers in 3 days. Just to kind of create that sense of urgency so that they can get it done and feel accomplished. And from there, once they get those 4 customers, that's when I then say, okay, let's work on growing your team. So keeping it super basic and super simple. And I'll maybe tag them in 1-2 posts max in the team page. So don't just sit and tag them. They're probably not looking at those posts. What you really want to do is make sure that you're communicating with them, texting them personally, getting to know them. You know, this business, we call this a relationship building business because you have to talk to people, you know, to get them to sign up. But even more important, you've got to realize, like, these people that you are signing and bringing on into your team, what if they become your next rock star? You know, you are going to become best friends with this person. And so you've got to start by building that connection and that relationship from early on. And so even if I'm not constantly messaging them every day to like get on their back and see what they're doing, I'm still going to message them at least once a week and say, hey, how have you been doing? What's been going on in your life? And just making sure that I still have that personal connection with them. I think that's something that gets lost a lot. So I wanted to mention that also.
Yeah, it for sure does. And sometimes when you enroll a lot of distributors, sometimes that happens a lot because kind of people end up falling through the cracks, or some are taking off quicker than others. And so you forget about the ones that aren't taking off as quickly, or that are going to be like green and want to know the ins and outs before they really get started. And so it is really important to build those relationships with them too, and let them know like you're here for them, like through their life and not just the business. Like you want to build those friendships with them for sure.
Yep. So here's like a super easy tip, just kind of to piggyback on that I've been doing. So at least once a week, I will literally schedule a power hour or a time when I just work on building the relationships with my team. So it's a time where I'll specifically, like, I'll just go down and say, okay, I'm going to message 50 people today, and I'm just going to see how they're doing. And you can do this with your new distributors, you know, especially if you have it on your schedule every, you know, maybe it's every Monday at 2 p.m. You have it on your schedule. That's when you go message all of your new distributors from the past 3 months and see how they're doing. But making sure that you actually prioritize and schedule time to reach out, that's important. And that's when you know you're never going to have somebody fall through the cracks.
For sure. Okay, so you do this full time, you and Taylor both do. Do you have a routine that you do every day, or do you have a list of stuff you do? Like, what's a normal day for you look like?
So income producing activities, obviously, but for me, honestly, it's those 4 things. Those are the 4 things I always do. I always try to post at least once a day. If I'm really good, I'm posting like at least 2 times plus a few times on my stories. I'm messaging. So messaging wise, if I'm awesome that day, I always message at least 50 people about the products and 50 people about the business. And then I kind of go back and forth whether I'm messaging on Facebook or Instagram, but as long as I do 100 people, I feel really confident about my day. And then from all the people that I have in the past, plus the people that I've been messaging, I try to follow up with at least 100 people a day. So, I mean, it's not a ton, but I think the biggest thing is you've got to realize that in this business, we get paid to do 2 things. We get paid to sign up customers, and we get paid to sign up distributors. And so you want to make sure that no matter what you're doing, at the end of that task, you can look back and say, this is going to help me sign up a customer or a distributor. And if it's not, then it's not something you need to be spending your time doing. And obviously, like, some things that I kind of put in there, like talking to my distributors, maybe that's not going to help me sign up another distributor, but it's going to help them sign somebody up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Okay, give them some tips on Instagram stories. Like, that's still, and Facebook stories. Like, it's still really new, and I think people are getting kind of confused on the concept of them. I feel like it keeps my page from looking spammy. Like, I can put this, like, the before and afters, I can put all that stuff free, and the more I'm on my story, it's getting bumped up to the front of, like, my followers' Instagram, so they're going to see it more. And so to me, it just kind of keeps you from having, like, all these spammy pictures on your Instagram, and it's allowing more people to, like, see them without having to go to your page.
Yep. So the way I'm going to explain this is going to be really cool in the perspective for you. So 3 years ago in 2015 and 2014, the way Instagram used to work was that every single post was in chronological order. So that meant that if somebody got on Instagram at 3 o'clock p.m. and I posted a photo at 2:59 p.m., I was going to be at the top of their newsfeed because I posted the most recently. But now there's algorithms, and that doesn't happen. And so there's sometimes where 90% of your followers never see your stuff. But the way the Instagram stories work is the story that you see first is the one that's the most recent. And so that means that all of your followers, when they get into their Instagram, when they look at their newsfeed, they're going to see your little profile picture with that rainbow circle that you posted something on your story, and they're going to click on it. So what this is allowing us to do is still work our business with that same sense of urgency of having the chronological order. But the cool thing is that those photos expire after 24 hours. So you can post before and after pictures, and you can post things that you wouldn't want on your feed that maybe aren't Instagram pretty, but that still bring you results. And so, and it's fun too, because you can, like, piggyback off of posts and stories. So as an example, one thing that I did last month that got me like 3 loyal customers in a few days was I posted, it was right before Christmas. So I said, buy yourself a gift this Christmas. And then I said, I want you to see my clients' results. And I posted screenshots of people saying that the products were working for them, that they were losing weight, things like that. I had a few of those. And then I said, if you're interested in learning more, swipe up and comment interested. And then that sends a direct message to you that that person watched your story and said that they're interested. So then I know that when I'm messaging them that they were interested in that product specifically. And so the cool thing is that you can do this multiple times a day. Besides just adding your regular story, you can use an Instagram poll and see if people are interested that way. And it's been a really cool way because it's getting me to see that I have followers that are still watching, that are interested, that I maybe just haven't gotten to when I'm actually messaging people. So I love Instagram stories because you're able to get a lot more potentials than just messaging.
That's awesome. Okay, so conference is coming up. So give everybody an idea of what they have to look forward to coming to conference.
So conference changed everything. The very first time I went to conference, I was a double diamond. My husband was not on board for this business, and getting him to conference changed everything. We left conference and he was ready to do this business full time with me after that. So if you want your spouse on board, that's probably my first tip, is if you can get him there. And then the second thing that I love sharing is that when we went to our first conference, we have 8 people on our team there. I think technically 9. Maybe it was 9. It's been a while. It's been like 3 or 4 years. I think we had 9. I'll just go with 9. So we had 9 people on our team go with us to conference. And out of those 9 people, 90% of them went diamond like a month later. So if you have been looking for the key or the secret or the tip that's going to help you get to diamond, it's going to be found at conference. And more than anything, realize that the more people that you can get on your team to conference, that's going to be where they discover how they're going to get to diamond.
That's awesome. Yes, it's really amazing. My first one was in 2016. I was trying to think because I joined in 2015. So my first one was in 2016. And I was already a presidential diamond, but within 2 months, we went from, presidential to ambassador, because I wanted that bonus. So like everything Mark announces, and like at the time, like I was like, oh my gosh, I'll just stay at presidential forever. Like I have no, not in any hurry to go ambassador. Like it's fine. And then something about conference makes you be like, okay, like this is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. And you leave like not wanting anything else but that promotion.
Yep.
So awesome. Does anybody else have any questions? If you want to put them in the chat, we'll take like a couple more and then we'll let Jocelyn get off of here.
I see one in the chat. It says, if the loyal wants to become a distributor, is that a ticket to customer service? And is there a discount? There's no discount. If they've ordered for more than 3 months, then typically what I'll have them do is make sure their email address is different when they sign up, but then just submit a ticket to cancel that old account.
That's usually what I do too. Give everybody just like a minute. Do you have any last minute tips about anything?
Yeah, so I recently, this is like a really fun idea too. It's really interesting. So one of our coaches that we have that teaches us like financial tips and life tips and business tips, he gave me the advice, with personal development, to quit being so all over the place and to just focus on one person at a time. And so I've like deliberately just decided that when I do personal development, when I'm listening to something, I'm going to listen to Jim Rohn. And so I was listening to Jim Rohn yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. And he was talking about how when you have a wish for something, what turns it into like actually happening is making sure that you have an eager desire, and that's backed by discipline. And so just realize, that if whatever wish you have or whatever you want to happen in your business, that nobody else is going to make that happen unless they have that same eager desire that you do. And nobody has that eager desire for you to change your life as much as you do. And that does take discipline. Sounds like we have some questions now too.
How do you stay organized with all the people you're messaging?
So once again, like I'm super old school with this. I literally, the way I keep up with all my potentials is pen and paper. I personally have like a little notebook that has a section that has their name, and then it has a spot where I can put if I found them from Facebook or Instagram, and then I write down like what Instagram I found them from, and then I'll put like little notes in there if I need to, like what product they were interested in or what day they said they could sign up, things like that. And then I just kind of put like a little tally mark or a little dot every time I follow up with them. But literally, it's pretty much just a 100s list. And the people that I put in that are people that either A, reach out to me first, so they message me saying that they're interested, or B, they're people that I have messaged that have responded saying that they're interested. So I'm not putting down everybody's name that I message. I'm only putting down the people's names that actually respond in a positive way.
That's what I do too. And I'm a pen and paper girl too. I've tried doing it in my phone. I've tried multiple different like online things. I just can't keep up with it. So I went back to my binder and my follow-up list and all that stuff. And it's actually like way better in my highlighters. I have like papers everywhere, but it's just easier for me. Yep. Okay. How do you keep your new distributors positive when they aren't signing as many people as they thought they would?
So, use the quote that Joel Dunn always says: the worst you're ever going to be at this business is right now. Because as long as you are committed to not quit and you're committed to learn new things every single day to grow your business, it's going to get easier and easier and easier every single day. And, if they're discouraged, you've got to make sure that you realize that at the beginning, it's a numbers game. They've got to reach out to a lot of people to find those people that are interested. So, Jim Rohn always talks about the law of averages. If you've never heard him talk about that, I would definitely recommend you look that up. But he talks about how, somebody that's been really good at the business and been in for a while, they probably talk to 10 people and 3 of them sign up. But somebody that's brand new might talk to 10 people and only 1 of them signs up. But, and he gives the example when he's talking about the law of averages. Like, he's like, let's say I find somebody that's so good at this business that every 10 people that they talk to, 9 of them sign up. Guess what? I'm still going to beat them, because I know that even if I'm only signing up 1 person for every 10 people that I talk to, I'm just going to go talk to 100 people, and then I signed up 10 and I beat you. So it's the same principle with these new distributors. And most of the time, it's just a little bit about what they're saying when they're wording things. And so personally, what I love doing with my newer distributors, if they come to me discouraged and not knowing what to do, is I will not spoon feed them, but I'm teaching them how to fish. So I'll say, okay, I want you to post this. And then as soon as anybody comments that they're interested or anybody contacts you, I want you to send me what they say, and I'm going to give you what to say back. And usually what's going to happen is you already know how to talk to people a little bit because you've been in the business a little longer. You've signed up a few customers, a few distributors yourself. And so that's going to make it easier for you to help them. And then once you walk them through a few conversations, the light bulb's going to go off, and they're going to understand, and they're going to get it, and they're going to be able to do it themselves. And so usually what happens is you have to walk them through a few different products with people interested in the products. And then once they get that, then they're golden. You never have to help them with that again. And then same thing, once they have a few people interested in the business, maybe get on a 3-way call with them. And so you can talk to the potential for them, but they can still be there and hear it. That's a really good way to help them. You can even do that with potential customers as well. And then from there, honestly, like literally just think of the thing, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for the rest of his life. And it's the same thing with the business.
Okay, last one, and then we'll let you get up of here. It says, how do you get a distributor started who quit the business but they're still active, but wants to start up again and hit the ground running?
Start over. I mean, literally. And this is the advice I've been giving people. If you've been in and you feel like your chart is stuck or you don't even know where to start, just pretend you're a brand new distributor and that you're pushing for review for the first time again. And guess what? Steps to success. Go sign up 4 customers and then 3 distributors, and let's talk after that. So it's the exact same thing that you did before, but you just got to start over. And guess what? It is the steps to success. I mean, you hear people say it over and over again, but literally the reason why they call it the steps to success is that anybody that I know personally that has done their steps to success every single month for at least a year is at least a double diamond or higher. That's why you do your steps to success.
And it's something that's it's duplicatable, you know, like that's all you have to do. Like you may not be a mass enroller, you know, you may not enroll 30 distributors a month or 40 distributors a month or crap, or be like Cassie and enroll 90 something LPs in a month. But if you're signing your distributors and your 4 loyal customers and you're teaching your team to do the same thing, just like tell them what you usually like. I know you have like a long your numbers, like it's crazy. Like when you know Jocelyn always talks about like putting it all out there and how it's duplicatable, and once you like everyone's completing their steps to success, like how quickly you can go diamond.
Yeah, so I don't have the exact numbers on me. They'll probably in my notes somewhere. No, but it's so good. I shared this at Green Carpet a few years ago. But if you signed up and did your steps to success after 1 month, you would have 4 distributors on your team. Then the next month, so your second month in the business, if you and those 3 distributors on your team, so it was 4 including you, if you guys all did the steps to success, you would then have a team of 16 distributors. Your third month in the business, you would have at least 56 distributors on your team. The 4th month, you would have over 128 distributors. The 5th month, you would have 256 distributors. And the 6th month, you would have over 500 distributors. I can't remember the exact numbers. But huge duplication happens just by you doing your steps to success every month and then teaching your team to do their steps to success. But the cool thing is that if you can teach your team to do the steps to success with you every single month, you'll be an ambassador in 5 or 6 months.
It's awesome. It's like literally, like you said, it's just so awesome when you think about it and you break it down like that. And I think that's what people need sometimes, is just to break it down, because I think they just overcomplicate it. And I just think it's something that has to be broken down into smaller steps. So they're like, oh, like I can do this, just like you. Like, okay, maybe I can do it. And then once you did it, you're like, okay, maybe I can do it again.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We'll let you go. But I love all your tips, and I will be seeing you, I guess, in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Before conference?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm going to be like stalking your face.
That's the goal.
All right. Well, thank you so